Hi guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my November TBR. So if you are watching this video today, it is officially Halloween. So a massive happy Halloween to everybody all around the world. I hope you have a good one considering the circumstances that we are all currently in. I am working today, so I don't really have the opportunity to celebrate Halloween like I normally would, but I just thought I would show you some of the books that I am hoping to read in November. I am taking part in NaNoWriMo in November, and there will be a video up on my channel all about that tomorrow, so watch the space. So I don't know how many books on my TBR for this month I am going to be able to get through. So I've tried to keep it relatively short so that I can still get through the books that I really want to read and also give myself a bit more time to focus on my writing. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump straight into the TBR. So one of the first books that I wanted to mention quickly is an ebook that I have on Google Play, and that is The Troop by Nick Cutter. So this is a horror novel and I have heard really good things about this. I've heard that it's really creepy, I've heard that it's quite gory, and I'm really into body horror at the minute, so that's right up my street. This is all about Boy Scouts, I believe, and they go off on a trip to an island, I want to say. It might not be an island, but I think I read that it was an island. And they go there for a camping trip for a few days and everything seems fine. Everything seems nice and normal until a man stumbles into their tent, and this man is quite severely ill, pretty zombie-like, and he ends up biting one of the boys, and then it's all about this infection that spreads. And yeah, we all know about that right now. I don't really read a lot of zombie horror books. Zombies scare the shit out of me, to be honest. I just really don't like them, and I try to avoid reading about them, but lately I've been manning up a little bit and just really wanting to broaden my horizons and scare myself silly at the same time. So I'm really keen to give this one a go. I am hoping to be going on a trip to London at the end of November. Whether that is still going ahead or not remains to be seen, but if it does, I probably will save this book for them because, like I said, I have it on Google Play, so I can easily access it on my phone. I can sit and read it while I'm on the train and when I'm in the hotel. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this one. In terms of physical books, we have The Witch of Willow Hall by Hester Fox. So if you watched my October TBR video from last year, 2019, you will have seen this book on that TBR, and I never read it. I've had this book for about 2 years now, and I haven't seen it on the internet until rather recently. It's growing in popularity, and I know few people now that have actually read this. And so seeing their reviews of this book has made me want to read it. So this is all about a woman who is descended from the witches of Salem, so she believes, and she is going through a bit of a rough time in her life. There's a bit of scandal going on, so she flees her home in Boston and she goes to live in this massive house called Willow Hall, and it's supposedly haunted, and she starts hearing voices and there's these spooky goings on, and that's all I really know about it. But it sounds a bit similar to The Haunting of Hill House, which I still haven't read, but the show's really good. Go and check it out. So I'm kind of expecting it to have that brooding and dark atmosphere. I don't know, but I'm ashamed that I haven't got around to this one yet, considering I have had it on my bookshelf for 2 years. And yeah, like I said, just seeing other people reading it and really liking it just makes me want to give it a go. So I will be prioritising this one, and this will be the first book that I pick up in November. I promise. Then we have The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. So this is a thriller that has been around for quite some time. I remember when this book came out and there was a lot of hype about it. It is still one of my most anticipated reads, and I did want to read it last year, but it never happened. And also I was holding out for this cover because I just prefer this cover to the other one. I know that's weird, but I do. I like bright colours, what can I say? This one is all about a nanny who is looking after this child, and the child dies rather suddenly, and then she gets arrested for the kid's murder, essentially. And again, I don't really know much else about it, but I have heard that it's quite scary in places. I've heard people say that it creeped them out, and this is what I want at this time of the year. Even though October is over now, pretty much, I still want to be giving myself books that are gonna scare me shitless, that are gonna make me want to sleep with the light on, and I've heard that this book does that. I've never read anything by Ruth Ware either. I know she's had a lot of books out that have been really popular, so I'd like to see where I stand on her writing, what my opinion of her is. I think I'm gonna like it. This is a book that I am hoping is going to be a 5-star read for me, so come back in a month's time and we will find out. We've got another book with a bright orange cover and that is Bunny by Mona Awad. So this is one of my most anticipated reads of this year, and this is a book that I have predicted will be 5 stars. So I have a lot of expectations for this, and I again have heard really good things about this. I think I've only heard one negative review of this. I think every other review that I have seen on my social media pages about this book has been really promising. This is described as a dark comedy, kind of like a satirical horror, which sounds really interesting. I love satire. I have a weird sense of humour. And this is all about this clique of girls who call themselves Bunny. They have like this little social group in the college that this girl goes to, and it's really weird, and they call themselves Bunny. And this girl, she's at college to study creative writing or something, and she gets involved with this group. They invite her and she goes along to one of their clubs after classes, and some really weird shit starts happening. And again, that's all I know about it. I know I say that with every book that I show you, but I don't like to know too much about these books. But yeah, this one just sounds really interesting, and I love how misleading this cover is, because if you hadn't read the blurb, if you didn't know what this book was about when you pick it up, you'd think, oh, cute bunny, it's going to be a nice contemporary about a little old lady who owns bunny rabbits in her garden. It's really not. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one, and again, this is probably another one that I'm definitely going to prioritise in November. So we're on to the last book, and this one I'm a little bit hesitant about, and you'll see why in a minute. But as we all know, 2020 has been very eventful, and we are currently living in very historic, very weird times with the whole pandemic that's going on. And so for a lot of us, reading has been a way for us to escape reality, to get lost in worlds where there isn't a pandemic, where there aren't corrupt governments, where everything is rainbows and unicorns and maybe the occasional serial killer, but even that's better than what we're going through right now. So when I saw this book advertised a few months ago, I don't know what compelled me to buy it, but I think it's just the fact of that this book was written 15 years ago, and it's all about something that we are going through right now. That book is Lockdown by Peter May. So this is a guy that I have never heard of, which surprises me because I went through his bibliography and he's written a lot of books. So this book is all about London being in lockdown during a pandemic, and there's this murder investigation that is happening to the backdrop of lockdown London. And this book was written back in 2005, and he wrote it and then tried to get it published, but nobody cared for it. Nobody wanted it published. Nobody said that anyone would read it. It was just too unrealistic. I mean, like, unrealistic is what books are meant to be, in my opinion. Like, I don't read the books for the reality. I read the books for the imagination and the creativity and the adventures. I think that is what interested me about this book. And then obviously he got it published this year because the pandemic happened, and then there's all sorts of different types of media that were being released inspired by the pandemic, and he was like, hey, I've got this book that I wrote 15 years ago. I'm going to make some money off it now because everybody's interested, and rightly so. I mean, why not? So I'm very interested to see how this book compares to real life and what's going on right now. I'm very interested to see if there are any similarities, if he predicted anything. Probably not the best book to be reading right now, but I definitely want to read this just because my own curiosity kills me. Let me know if you've read this one and let me know if it's worth it, because yeah, I'm still apprehensive, but we'll see. All right, so those are the 5 books that I want to read in November. Like I said, because I am doing NaNoWriMo, I might not be able to get all of them finished. And also because I'm still at work, and I work quite a lot at the moment. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have, but I will try my best to fit all 5 in. You'll see at the end of the month how I do, but very excited for these books. They all sound really promising, and there are a few books that I am hoping will be 5 stars. As I always say, we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a cheeky thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Like I said, if you've read Lockdown or if you've read any of the other books I have mentioned in this video, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment letting me know what you thought of them. I would love to hear your opinions. I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye guys.